Hey cake nistas, it's Marisha. I promised you guys a cake tale, so here it is. Okay. Freshly home-brewed lemon iced tea. I love drinking out of mason jars. That's like my thing. It makes it taste better. I really wanted popcorn because this is definitely a popcorn worthy cake tale. However, this was looking quite beautiful. We have a bowl filled with delicious berries and cherries. Can't really beat that. So I love blackberries. So aside from this video, I have some great news. I just released my cruise into Bermuda vlogs, part 1 and part 2, on my other channel, Marisha Couture. So I need you guys to all check those videos out. We had a blast. Also, all of the cakes on my Etsy shop are free shipping. So go ahead and get you guys some cake parfaits, some party parfaits for your parties or just to snack on while you're watching these cake tales. And if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, press on the notification bell. Okay, so where do I start? All right, now this took place years ago. Yeah, that's it. I have my YouTube channel. You know, I'm kind of doing my thing online. I was actually doing some really good videos. Like I had a string of like really good cakes and I was getting reached out to a lot. I was constantly checking my Facebook page and I was actually working with a company who offered this service to me for free. They were doing it for my friend, but then they offered it to me as well because they felt like I was talented and they could help my fan page on Facebook promoting it and helping to get views and traction. And they were also working on pictures and banners for me and stuff like that. And the person that was running it, supposedly he managed a couple of celebrities that we know. They were athletes. So that was pretty good. And here they are managing little me just off of the strength. Keep that in mind. I'm on the computer and I get this message on Facebook. It was a long, well thought out, well written message. And I'm on the phone like, hold on. I just got a message. Let me read this out loud. Hi Marisha, my name is so-and-so from so-and-so management company and a talent scout. We are located in New York City and we came across your YouTube channel and some of your work online. You have an amazing talent and we would like for you to come to New York City to make a cake for Trump. Now at the time, Trump was not even, the presidency thing wasn't even thought about. Like we did not know that Trump was gonna be running for president. He didn't have the rep back then that he does now. He was just the businessman. I was like, wait, run that back? You want me to make a cake for Trump? They were like, yes, you will be working with other pastry artists. You will be making a New York City skyline cake. Okay, all right. They said once you get here, all expenses will be paid. They said basically all you have to do is get to New York City. Once you get here, everything is already set up for you. New York is only about 2 hours, 20 minutes away from me. So initially, he's telling me how huge this cake is, and I say, you know what, I'm so sorry, but I think that's a little bit above my skill set. He then says, oh, don't worry. We chose 2 other pastry chefs to join you. They picked 3 pastry chefs, and I'm like, we'll have transportation ready for you to take you to your hotel once you get here. And then you will be set up to meet with the other pastry chefs and the head or the executive pastry chef that is basically going to give us an outline of what we are to do and what the plan is. And like, it's going to be this big thing. I'm like, whoa, okay. I was like, well, why me? I'm not a pastry chef. I'll be the first one to say that. Let me add some more context. If anyone is out there thinking, well, why would you believe this guy? Why would you think that this was realistic? I actually just had called up with a friend 2 weeks prior. He was a part of a catering team and they just did this huge event with Trump. It was posted all over the internet and I was so happy for him. So honestly, I just felt like this was my turn. They said, so what do you think? And I said, well, that all sounds amazing, of course. Like... all expense paid once I get there, which is odd, by the way. They said that yes, there will be a camera crew. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I'm like, well, yeah, you don't have to tell me that. That's a big deal. This strawberry is everything. Oh my goodness. Wow. Now this one is almost like in season. At that point, he started sending me pictures of my own cakes, saying which ones were his favorite and which ones showed my skill set. I had to give myself a couple hours to just sit and process, which you should always just sit and process. Sorry. I'm very much like a, I don't believe it till I see it kind of person. Not with everything, but just with stuff like this. Like, okay. So I said, ooh. That cherry was mean to me. Well, what's your management company again? And I look at it and it just looks very blogspot.com. No shade to Blogspot. I used to have a Blogspot. It wasn't giving me like clients that are multi-millionaire billionaires. It was giving me just a little something for your basement party. But I didn't want to insult the man and be like, are you sure you guys? Like, how did Trump find y'all? How did his people find you guys? So I sent it over to my friend and I'm like, look at this. Doesn't this company look very like low-key to be a part of such a big event? So I said, well, once again, there's like thousands of other cake artists. Once again, why me? It was like, we just wanted to get 3 people from different locations and bring them together. I said, okay. And then he says, so will you be able to come? We would need you here in 2 days. And it would last for a week. I said, well, I definitely have to figure that out, but I would definitely do that. Like, yeah, that's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I love New York. I really want to live in New York. I can't even remember if they were talking about compensation. I think it was more of like an opportunity situation. Incredible notoriety. You'll be able to say that you made a cake for Trump, and there'll be a camera crew. It'll be all over television, the news and everything like that. So I said, well, how did you find the other pastry chefs? And then he's like, well, here they are. And he sent me the Twitter of a pastry chef, and she was in New York and she was like really great. It looked like she made mostly breads though, which I was like kind of confused about. Well, we see she makes a mean loaf of bread, but how do you know if she can do a great cake? But okay, but either way, she's talented. Maybe she has a portfolio. I don't know. And then he sent me a guy from Connecticut or something like that. I didn't really pay much attention to him. He did make cakes. I was just focused on this girl. Okay, that's interesting. He said, yeah, we just wanted 3 people with different backgrounds in different areas and we're bringing them together. This is a very big deal. And once in a lifetime, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, you don't have to keep telling me that it's once in a lifetime because I know, you know. I feel like when people start to do that whole convincing thing, that's when I start to get like, So I said, well, go ahead. Send me over the paperwork, whatever you have, because I know there has to be paperwork. We can definitely get started with the process. And he said, well, this is a once in a lifetime chance once again. We need you here in 2 days. He gave me a specific location that would have a car waiting for me and they would take me to my hotel and that's when everything would get started. This was like 3 long pages of instructions that he sent me. We weren't friends on Facebook, so I wasn't able to see everything on his profile that I would have wanted to see. I did Google search him. I could not find anything on him. All I could do was Google search the company that he gave me and it was legit. While it looked like we're just here and we're just doing the best that we can at the time. Hopefully we'll get there one day. Hey, we all start there. I realized like he didn't respond to my request. Like once again, you don't have to like tell me. I'm saying, hey, I'm there. I'm ready for the next step. give me the paperwork. Once I look everything over, you'll see me in 2 days. And once again, he was pressing about, do you agree to do this event? Yes, I will once I look over the paperwork and everything looks good. There has to be paperwork. You guys are a professional company, right? You're a legit company, LLC, and you're working with Trump. So I would imagine that the paperwork should be substantial. So you don't have to keep on asking me, or you don't have to even convince me when I say the whole runaround, the whole runaround. What if this is real? What if this is fake? I really spent majority of that day trying to dig up any information that I could. I looked up the location that he sent me to meet. It didn't look sketchy or anything. It was just a random location, which in a sense, why would I take a plane or drive out to New York to go to a random location to be picked up, to be taken to the hotel? That's very odd. Even if I was flying, why would I fly to New York to take an Uber to a random location to be picked up? I'm gonna call him Jason. It was something along those lines, because he once again sent me 2 paragraphs of the process from start to finish. This is Jason. I can scroll up and read what you wrote just now. Like, you already, I know. You said that, Jason. I'm waiting for the paperwork. Do you have the paperwork? Because at this point, I don't care how I come across to anybody that is trying to get me out to New York City. You have yet to produce paperwork. Like, I would think he would even just download something from another company's website. If you're scamming at this point, at least keep the scam alive. I just feel like if you're gonna do it right. Really? You got caught up on the paperwork? Come on. So he was very adamant. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to my friend like, this would be amazing. And I would hope that nobody would come up with this story. Up until the paperwork part, everything seemed okay. Maybe they don't have paperwork? I don't know. I don't move without paperwork. I have always known. I've known better. Best friend. Didn't our manager guy who manages our fan pages, didn't he say that he knew Trump, like kind of knew him, or he knew his people? He was like, yeah, he did say that. I'm like, oh, okay. Can you please ask him, or ask his people, ask Trump's people if this guy actually is legit? Like, just ask him whatever you have to ask him. Ask him if this team is working with Trump's team. Ask Trump's team if they know about his team. That's the question. So he was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. I don't know, we didn't think about that before. I'm like, I know. So I don't know where these strawberries came from. Oh my goodness. It's like juice. It's like strawberry juice. And the manager, we're gonna call him Peter. Peter and I had a good relationship, and he cared about us. And he was a slight bit of an insider, supposedly. Peter said, I'm on it. Peter disappeared, came back like 5 hours later, and gave me some news that almost put me in a diabetic coma. Don't ask me how that makes sense. I'm just saying. He wrote me a long message, you guys, on Facebook. I spoke with Trump's team. They have no idea who this man is. They've never heard of them. They've never heard of the company. I looked up the company. The company is some underground, never heard of company that has nothing to do with this man. I don't know what his intentions are, but block him immediately. Oh my gosh. My heart really sank, because the fact that some random person would go to such measures to get me out to New York City. This is really a cautionary tale. Scammers are working overtime. I don't know what his intentions were, you guys. I would have been ready for whatever. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Look. My guard is never down. I'm sorry, I'm from Philly. My guard is never down. I don't care. Trump would be like, why do you have all those knives? I always have something somewhere when I'm traveling. As a chef. Duh. I was so livid. And meanwhile, the guy wrote me talking about, you have to make a decision now because the other 2 are already on their way. Seriously? We don't have time to send you the paperwork. That was a good cherry just now. We can reimburse you for the flight. We can reimburse you for the gas, but you have to get here. I just want to know what they were going to do once I got there. I just want to know, because I'm a heavyweight champ, okay, first off. I'm just going to be honest. If they did it to me, who else did they do it to? You know, like, did it work for anybody? Did anybody really go out there to New York? I can't tell y'all how many scams I have come across since I started baking. That makes no sense. I am baking cake. I didn't say anything to him. I didn't feel the need to tell him off. I just reported his messages, and once you do that, it just blocked them. Because I had 2 Facebooks at the time. I went on my other page and looked for him, and he was gone, like he had disappeared, and I was on a whole different profile. So that showed me that he just created that profile to scam people. If Peter hadn't said this guy is fake, I wouldn't have gone through. My mind was made up. Once again, it was long ago, and it was a situation that was it creeped me out so much that I really tried to forget about it. Like, I really tried to put it out of my head. There was a lot more to it. Like, I wish I could be more in depth with you guys about just the stuff that he was saying. I'm gonna go. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I did have more cake tales to tell. Now it's time to go to my other channel, Marisha Couture, and check those vlogs out. They're a lot of fun. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, Cake Nistas. The first cake tale of 2023. I can fly like an eagle. I forgot I had this.